Yep, yep. We just witnessed the debut of Indian star, potential superstar Nishant Dev from Karnal in India. He fought in the 2024 Olympics. He got beaten in the end by Marco Verde, who I think went and got the silver medal, who's a super prospect. He only lost by, 1 point on all the judges' scorecards, and he actually won, according to one judge. So, one out of one out of five judges had him winning in the quarterfinals. Now he's been touted as the next big Indian boxing superstar. I mean, there haven't been any really, obviously. Because it's not a big sport. There's almost 1.5 billion Indian people in the world. But firstly, I don't think the diet is that suited to athleticism. The big sports are cricket, basically, and cricket. Boxing was never really big there. I mean, obviously, we have the first Indian world champion. And he won loads of championships, Commonwealth, African, I don't know, what these ones. It's the IBL World Championship, but Prince Patel, but he fights out of the UK. Nishant Dev is born and raised in India and represented India in the Olympics. And he represented them well. So he had his pro debut tonight on the Diego Pacheco bill in the United States, against a guy called Olympian Wiggins, who'd had 1 win, 1 loss. He had 1 win and 1 draw. Okay, coming into the fight. It's an acceptable opponent for the first fight, and Nishant, I like the way he came out in he's got this big Indian coat in Indian colours, this big shaggy coat, which is kind of cool. He came in, he's not a bad looking fella, no diddy. I like him. I mean, we've only seen one fight, right? He came out, he's a southpaw. He's a tall guy, right? He's a tall guy, Obviously, he's fighting at middleweight. But 6'1", it's a decent weight. Decent height. He came in at 155 pounds. He's fighting at the light middleweight. 6'1", it's a decent height for a light middleweight. He looked in great shape. He broad-shouldered. He's a southpaw, so it's going to be tricky. And he had a beautiful southpaw jab. Very, very, very beautiful. Very fast. Accurate. This guy Alton, you could see he really wanted to win. But, he was outclassed, essentially. He was outclassed. He was put over once, twice, 3 times, and then I think also Alton fell over in a no knockdown. And, Wiggins was down twice, and he was down a 3rd time, but it's ruled a no knockdown. But it didn't matter anyway. It didn't matter because once Nishant had him hurt, and he looks like he can punch too. He flattened Olympian Wiggins in the first round at 2 minutes and 48 seconds of the first round. An impressive debut. I mean, an impressive debut. Yeah, Olympian Wiggins was never going to win, but he wanted to, He wanted to, and I like to see that, because quite often in, UK rings and stuff, they bring in guys that don't even try to win, at the beginning of someone's career. But Alton wanted to win. And he even landed, after being hurt, he landed a couple of shots as Nishant was coming in to finish it. But he was never, the inevitable happened. And Wiggins got flattened. And the ref stopped the fight, and Wiggins, he got up afterwards and complained. But, it was a perfect stoppage, come on, man. You got outclassed. You got hurt, you're courageous. But, I'm looking forward to seeing this Nishant Dev. Like I said, boxing hasn't been big in India. They had what is it, Mary Kom or something, you know? The women boxer who did well, won Olympic gold medals, and then she just, boom, disappeared. There was a few Indian guys that come over and boxed in the UK under Frank Maloney, or a.k.a. Kelly Maloney, the Transformer. But, and of course we've got Prince Patel, but, you know, this Nishant is the first guy with proper hype behind him, and I can see why. I can see why he's been signed, because he is a good boxer. He's a good boxer. Lovely southpaw jab, power, speed. So I'm really looking forward to see how he develops. Oh, one more thing, postscript. Yeah, I noticed Nishant is another ex-Olympic boxer who's got all the Olympic rings tattooed on him. Tattoos are not big in India, number one, you know. Number two, so many fighters, you know, just come out of the Olympics with the Olympic rings tattooed on them. And you think, oh, they're proud to be part of the Olympics, but no, it's got to be more than that. I mean, firstly, it's not a very attractive tattoo, yeah. Secondly, it's hardly very original, is it? Everyone seems to come out with Olympic rings on them. Yeah, it's like a kind of branding thing. I wonder if it's some kind of ritualistic thing. The Olympics are dodgy, by the way, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see how Nishant does. This is a boxing channel, and hopefully, yeah, he's going to bring it. Peace in the world.